You clawed your way up this mountain, didn't you? On your hands and knees, like a beggar, like someone who's never tasted true hunger. You came here seeking answers, craving change. Well, brace yourself, because you might not like what I'm about to say, but you'd better listen closely. They wanted a monster, didn't they? Those people. The ones who looked at you like you were nothing, like you were too small, too frail to matter. They saw the spark in your heart, the fire you carried. And you know what they did? They stomped it out. They spat on it like it was worthless. They wanted a beast, something darker, something twisted, something to fear. So give them what they asked for. You think the world's gentle? No, my friend, the world doesn't owe you a thing. Life's brutal. Life's cold. You think anyone out there will pity you, shed tears for what you've lost, for how hard you fought. They'll forget your name before the stars come out. They'll mock your scars and call you weak, then turn their backs like you never existed. So you want their respect? You want them to feel the blaze they ignited in you? Stop playing the victim. Stop begging for mercy. Mercy never saved anyone, and it sure as hell won't save you. If they see you as a beast, then prove them right. Show them what a cornered animal does when it's got nowhere left to run. You tear through everything in your path. You take their hate, their doubts, their words like daggers, and you forge them into weapons. You want power? It's right there, in the pain they handed you, every lie they told, every time they turned away. That's where your strength lives. But hear me now, because this is where most falter. Don't just be a monster for them. Be a monster for you. You're not here to prove anything to a world that tried to bury you. This is about survival. This is about staring into the mirror, seeing the demon they forged and embracing it without shame. Why do they fear monsters? It's not the fangs, the claws, or the fire in your eyes. It's because monsters don't care. Monsters do what they want. They don't follow rules, play nice, or beg for scraps. That's what terrifies them. They wanted you tamed, broken, and here you are, standing tall on this mountain, refusing to be crushed. Feel that cold, hollow ache deep inside? That's what's left after the world stripped away your softness. That's where your power comes from nothing. And now you're here looking at me, asking for what? Permission? Validation? You won't get that from me. No gold stars, no pats on the back. If you want to stand at the peak, you better be ready to fight for every inch. No one's climbing this mountain for you. Life isn't a fairy tale. You're not the hero in some grand story. Heroes get slaughtered, forgotten, crushed under the weight of their own ideals. Want to be a hero? Go ahead. Die for a cause no one will remember. But if you want to live, if you want to win, stop thinking like a hero. Start thinking like a monster. Burn the forest down. Salt the earth. Leave nothing for anyone to follow. Take what's yours and don't apologize. Become the thing they fear. Wear their hate like armor. Let their pain fuel you, pushing you forward when you're too exhausted to move. And when they come crawling back, begging for mercy or forgiveness, you don't even glance their way. Monsters don't forgive. Monsters don't forget. You want strength? It's right here in the ashes, in the blood, in the bones of everything they tried to shatter. You think this is a game. You think you'll just stroll back down this mountain after all you've endured, and they'll welcome you with open arms. No, here's the truth. You'll go back, and they'll look at you like you're different, and they're right. You are. You're not the person who started this climb, and that terrifies them. They wanted you weak, because weakness is easy to control. But you're not weak anymore. You're not the one they could push around, the one who bowed their head and stayed silent. That version of you is gone, buried. Now they don't know what to do with you. Here's the kicker. They asked for this. They wanted to see what you'd become when they pushed you to your breaking point. They didn't think you'd survive. They thought you'd crumble, fade into nothing, just another forgotten soul in a sea of failures. But you didn't, did you? You crawled up this mountain, bleeding, clawing, dragging yourself every brutal step. Now you stand at the top, looking down at them, and they can't handle it. Ever wonder why they hate strength? Because strength doesn't need permission. Strength doesn't wait for approval. You have it now, real strength, not the fake kind they pretend to wield, and they can't stand it. They see the power in your eyes, and it burns them. It makes them feel small, reminds them of all they'll never be. But that's not your burden. You're not here to make them feel better, to soothe their egos or ease their fears. You climbed this mountain for you. You fought every step for you. Now you've got a choice. Go back down and show them what you've become, or keep climbing, leave them behind, and never look back. Do they deserve to see this version of you, the one they tried to destroy? Or do you show them what true destruction looks like? Tear down everything they thought they knew about you. Don't stop until there's nothing left. Being a monster doesn't mean playing by their rules anymore. You decide who you are, and they either fall in line or get out of your way. They wanted a monster. Then unleash it. Give them every ounce of the rage, the pain, the hunger you've held back. Let it loose. They thought they knew you, thought they could predict your every move. But now, they're staring at something they don't understand, and nothing scares them more than the unknown. The world doesn't need more heroes. Heroes die, crushed by the weight of others' expectations. But monsters live forever. They become legends, stories whispered in fear. They don't fade, don't get forgotten. Right now, you have the chance to become something greater than they ever imagined. Ever heard the phrase, "Be careful what you wish for"? They wanted to see how far they could push you, what you'd become when you snapped. Now they're about to find out. They thought they were crafting a monster to control, but they were wrong. You're free now, and that freedom makes you dangerous. They're not ready for you. They're not ready for the storm that's coming. That's their problem, not yours. You owe them nothing, not your kindness, not your forgiveness, not even your attention. Walk down there and take what's yours. Rip it from their hands if you must. And if they try to stand in your way, show them what a real monster can do. But understand this, being a monster isn't about cruelty for cruelty's sake. It's not about blind rage. It's about focus. It's about knowing exactly who you are, exactly what you want, and doing whatever it takes to claim it. It's about clarity, about purpose. Monsters aren't chaotic. They're calculated. They see the world for what it is, a battlefield. And on that battlefield, you don't win by playing fair. You win by doing whatever it takes to survive, to thrive. You are a survivor. Never forget that. They wanted to break you, but here you are, standing taller than ever. Now it's time to make your move. Stop hiding, stop waiting, stop hoping for a better day. You seize that better day and make it yours. You want to know what it means to be a monster? This is it. You stop letting them define you. You stop letting them control you. You take back everything they tried to steal. They won't respect you for it? Fine. They'll fear you, and that's better. Respect fades. Fear endures. Fear keeps them in check. Fear ensures they never forget your name. Feel that cold in your chest? That's not weakness. That's your edge. It's what sets you apart. Wield it like a weapon. Never let them see you hesitate. Monsters don't flinch. Monsters don't second guess. They move forward. Unstoppable, relentless. And you're just getting started. You think you've stepped into something big, don't you? But this is deeper, darker than you realize. You didn't climb this mountain just to say you did. Something inside you snapped. You lost faith in this world, stopped believing in second chances. You realized they don't exist for people like you, did you? They don't offer mercy to the broken, to those kicked down and left for dead. They wanted a monster. You've heard it your whole life, haven't you? They wanted to see what would happen if they pushed you too far, if they stripped away your last shred of hope. And when you broke, they called you the villain. That's their game. They poke and prod until you can't take it anymore, then act shocked when you become what they made. But here's the truth, and listen closely, because I'll only say it once. They don't hate the monster they created. They hate that they can't control it. That's why they fear you now. You stopped being predictable, stopped being their pawn. You broke their game, and that makes you dangerous. Let me ask you something. When you look at yourself, really look, what do you see? Do you still see the person who cared about their opinions, who worried about fitting in, about being accepted? That person's gone. What's left is the monster they forged. And let me tell you something about monsters. They owe no one anything. They don't bend, don't beg, don't break just because someone says they should. You get what I'm saying? They wanted to see your limit. Well, you are the limit. You're the force they can't measure, can't contain. You're what they fear, but can't comprehend. Why do people hate monsters? It's not what monsters do. It's that monsters are real. They're raw, unfiltered, no masks, no pretense. Monsters are brutally honest, and people hate honesty. They hate facing what they could be if they stop pretending. That's what you've become, a mirror for everything they're too afraid to confront. You're at the edge now. You can crawl back down this mountain, try to fit into their broken mold, pretend you're still one of them, or you can step forward, embrace what you've become, and accept you'll never fit in, because you're not meant to. You weren't built for their world. You were forged for something greater, something fiercer. Monsters aren't born. They're made, crafted in fire and pain. In the darkness, most people flee. When you stop running, when you face it head on, you realize you're not like them anymore. You've endured things they can't imagine, and you didn't just survive. You thrived. You became something else entirely. But being a monster isn't enough. You have to own it. Own every scar, every wound, every drop of blood you shed on this climb. Wear it like a badge, like armor. It's your shield against the world that tried to tear you apart. Every time they look at you, they'll see that armor, and it'll remind them of what they did. It'll remind them they failed. You don't let them forget. You don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you falter, seeing you doubt. You walk into their world and claim every inch of it, make them uneasy, make them afraid. And when they ask why, you tell them because you asked for this. You wanted to see what I'd become when you pushed me too far. Now you live with it. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about revenge. That's small thinking. Monsters don't bother with petty grudges. They see the bigger picture. You're not here to hurt them. You're here to ensure they never forget they couldn't break you. No matter what they do, you'll rise, you'll climb, you'll claim what's yours. They thought they could chain you to their rules, their expectations, burn those chains to ash, rise above their limits, their small minds, their narrow worlds. You're beyond them now. You don't need their approval, their acceptance, their validation. You have your own strength, your own power, and that's enough. Ever wonder why they tell you to calm down, to take it easy, to be reasonable? They see what you're capable of, and it terrifies them. They see that fire in your eyes, and know if you unleashed it fully, they'd be powerless to stop you. And that's why they try to cage you, to control you. But cages are for the weak, for those afraid to face the world as it is. You were never meant for a cage. You were meant to tear them down. So what's next? You go back down that mountain and you don't just survive, you dominate. You take everything they said you couldn't have. You become everything they said you'd never be. When they try to drag you down, you don't fight them. You rise so high they can't even touch you. And if they still want a monster, give them one. Give them the kind of monster that doesn't bend, doesn't break, and never bows to anyone. Become the thing they feared all along and don't apologize for it. You think you know who you are now, don't you? But this is just the beginning. You're on the edge of something greater than you can imagine. To step into it, you must let go of everything holding you back. Shed the last remnants of who you used to be. Embrace the monster fully. The people down there, they don't deserve the version of you still clinging to hope, still waiting for them to change. They won't. They'll never understand you, never accept you, and that's fine. You don't need them. You only need yourself. They wanted a monster? Then show them what it means to be untamed, unstoppable, unbreakable. Show them the thing they created is more powerful than they ever dreamed. Become the nightmare that haunts them, the force they can't control. And when it's all said and done, you'll stand at the top of this mountain, looking down at the world that tried to break you. You'll know, deep in your bones, you're not just surviving anymore. You're ruling.